My name is Beate Wunderer. I am in Florida, Cape Coral, Fort Myers. I'm a Women's Council member for, let me think, about 7 years, I guess. I was president in 2019 and district vice president in 2020 and 21. And this is when I came up with an idea, and I will tell you the story today. So I will start with my slideshow. My topic, again, is today analytics and numbers. I'm glad to see that we have quite a lot of people here who do believe in numbers, and it's not just me. What many of you don't know or don't consider is that every number tells a story. And I would like to tell you the story of the network roster, how we can use our member numbers as a source of motivation, gratitude, and learn from them. If it's possible, can you please mute you for now? Thank you. This is a spreadsheet I created last year for our Women's Council Florida State Network. And I have prepared something for you to make it easier for me as well. You can see the first column, members at the end of 2020 or beginning of the year. And this is a number of members that they have at the end of the year. The next are all the realtors. Then we do have the national affiliate. The ratio, remember, we only have 80-20. New members gained in 2021.
Yes, somebody came and messed with that side, but this side over here is still not good.
Then we do have gained.
Yeah, they fixed it.
We need everybody to mute themselves, okay? Give me 1 second, Beata.
Yeah.
Okay. Beata, you unmute yourself? Okay, everybody's muted now. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. No worries. And then we have the not yet renewed list column here. Hold on, I have to go next part. So the next slideshow shows it a little bit bigger for you. We have one network in the new member column that gained 93 members. That is absolute fantastic. But let's compare with the rest of the numbers. Is there a network that recruited percentage-wise more members? Yes. Down here, there's one network that actually had 128% new members. How is that possible? They started with 29 at the end or in the beginning, and at the end of last year, they had 66 new members, which is 128%. How is that possible? So what about the 93? It's fantastic, 93 members, wow. They have only 67% because they had already 112 in the beginning, and at the end, 187. That makes the 67%. So what else does this spreadsheet show us? The ratio. Remember, we have an 80-20 ratio. We have one network here that is over the 20%. We need to keep an eye on them and help them. How can we make sure that they gain more realtors to lower the ratio? Pretty easy. Go to some network that does it very well. We have a few that have only 1%. Ask them how they do that. Not yet renewed list. Another thing. It tells us that some of the networks are doing very well with the renewal of their members, but some seem to struggle, like this one. So why not ask the networks with the lower numbers what they do? Let them help the other networks that still have higher numbers. You will be surprised. Most of them have a lower number because they are smaller networks. And they know how to reach their members. Like this one. This has more than doubled their numbers. And that's the reason why they have only 4% renewal open, because they joined during the year. So everyone who came on board last year will be prorated during the year. So we have to keep literally, again, an eye on this part. The next one is new member in September. Why? Remember, we had a special campaign from National that should have helped us to gain, again, new members. This one gained 8. There are some others that have 7 or 9, or actually one has even 0. Why is it? Go ahead and ask them. Keep in mind, we do not have to invent the wheel every single time again. Go ahead and call these networks and figure out what did they do, why did it work, and not in your network. This slideshow already shows you the year 2022. Column new members here. Oops, I'm sorry, my slide went back. This new member showed you that there's one network that gained 50 new members in 23 days. Isn't that awesome? There's another one that gained 7 just this year, and look at the numbers there. Yes, they started with 77, but now they have 84. They gained 9%, 10% up here. So how did they do it? Pick up the phone and ask them, what worked for you? Why were you able to gain so many new members? It might be a good idea to create this spreadsheet on state level and provide it to the DVPs and let them call the networks. Tell them how proud they can be to gain so many new members. Congratulate them, but also ask the question on how did they do it, and share their success story with the rest of the network. Don't forget to welcome all the new members in your monthly newsletter. As a state network, tell your members that you are proud of the local networks to gain, in this case, 64 new members within 23 days. Tell them, in this case again, that you have a total of 1,659 members in your state. If you are a local network, share the names of the new member. Put them on Facebook. And again, be proud is what you did so far. But wait, the story goes on. Here, it's a part of our member roster. It says our enrollment date, 1989. And this member actually already renewed. So go ahead, give this member a call, ask the member first, thank the member, and then ask the member, why are you renewing every single year for so many years? Ask if you can record it. Maybe a little video. What a great testimonial would that be for you and your network? Then we have just again a screenshot of a network. You can see when they enrolled and how long they have to renew. So this specific network actually had 9 new members in the first 9 months. And the next screenshot, same network. It gained in the last 2 months 11 new members. Why, would you ask? Of course, it is, as you all know, that November and December can be free if you join in November. That's one of the reasons. But why did they have so many new members in October? Again, go ahead and ask them, give them a call, and share the success story that this network has. So, but how do I start? How can I get this spreadsheet? It's very easy. Of course, you go on your website, click log in, you will be an admin, then you go to your network, load this network, and download the network roster. And this is a spreadsheet without every single network name, and that's the network roster that I just downloaded. So we start with putting up, if you are a state network, just put in all the names of your local networks. Then open up a little new tiny, with a plus, a new sheet, copy and paste the network roster that you downloaded into this spreadsheet. And you want to rename it. In this case, I downloaded it this morning, and it is February 3rd, 2020. And just make it a little bit bigger. Now you have to sort it. You can use a filter, but in this case, we need to first custom sort it. The first would be the network name, then the membership type, and then the enrollment date. Click OK, and there you have all sorted already. Mark, in this case it is Bonita, scroll down, check out how many, 53 here. Go back to the Florida network roster and put in 53. Let's go back. How many enrolls is here? None. Okay. Go back, put in a 0, new member, and so on. You can do this with every single network. I always just count the national affiliates because they are less, put in the number, and it automatically calculates how many realtors you have. And now I have to wait until it's end. And now you are asking most likely, how do I get this? But I would like first to open up the chat room, or actually you can unmute yourself and ask questions. Anyone has any questions?
Can I just say, I absolutely love this because I'm a numbers geek. This is awesome.
Thank you, Kim.
I think it's a great tool, and thank you for showing us how easy it is to download the roster and then copy and paste it into, like, it just made it, at first it was kind of overwhelming, but going through the steps, it is such a great tool. So thank you for putting this together.
I missed the first part. I'm so sorry. Where do we locate this roster in our site?
On your website, let me go back to make it easier for you. You go.
Thank you.
On your website, oops, shouldn't do it this way. So I just restart with this slide. You go onto your website and click in login. If you have admin rights, that shows up in the upper corner next to renew, then click on admin. It shows the network. If you are a president and have a local network, there will be only one as a DVP or state, you have all your networks there. Click on it. And then click on download network roster. It takes a while depending on the numbers of your networks, and it will download an Excel spreadsheet. There's Jeff actually says, note this is the state level, but certainly it adopted to local. Yes, he's absolutely right. For most of you, if you are just a local network, you do not need all these columns, but you can have this roster downloaded each month, copy it into the same spreadsheet, and please change the name to your network, and then have it over the years to show what's the difference. See, I have always here as the end of the year, but you can say, okay, start or end of year, and then you can go over to all the years in the future. Maybe you have some of the older versions of your network, and you can check what did they do? Did it help to have the membership drive? Was it a great success or not? This is where the new member comes in, for example.
It's also a great way to coach your incoming presidents-elect about, you know, if you're not retaining members, how to go back and talk about, well, we're getting new members, but we're not doing so great retaining our old members. So maybe we need to look at doing education sessions and things like that in our network to retain members. And are we losing members, seasoned members, and getting new agents? So maybe we need to do some education sessions and events that are geared towards seasoned members. So it helps you to know where to go with your events as well. Just some food for thought.
Beata, I have a question.
Yep.
You keep referring back to contact some of these brand or networks that, you know, have got growth, like looking at line number, what is it, 20, where they started out with 187 at the end of the year, and now they're at 202, and to call them. How do you identify those networks?
Again, Florida has this spreadsheet, and I guess that Paige, our state president, is able to share it with the DVP, and your DVP can share it. Again, it's a teamwork.
Thank you.
As a team in the state need to work together and figure out what works, what doesn't work. How can they have so many members? Is there a specific membership drive that you can do? Or I had one that didn't work at all. Share that as well, please, because this is how we as a team make us as a local network and the state fantastic to be one of the best networks maybe in the nation.
Thank you.
Is there someone else with a question? Is there a limit to how many national strategic partners we are able to have? Yes, we only are allowed to have 20% national affiliates and 80% realtors. And also important is to know that we need for our quorum the realtor numbers when we have election. We need to know how many realtors we have for the ratio and of course for the election. And like I said, there's one, for example, that has 0 national affiliates. And there's no fan, absolutely correct. Strategic partners is not the same as a national affiliate. Ask your affiliates or your partners, where do they do their business? Are they doing the business more local? Of course, you want to be a strategic partners, not a national affiliate if you do not do your business national-wide. Is there anything else that I can
I have a
answer?
quick question. Can you tell me when the rosters are updated from national monthly?
Officially every single day. Every single day you can go in and check. And I use always only the national roster. Why? Because this is a number that I have to rely on. I cannot say, okay, there's one network that has on their spreadsheet, let's say 50 members, and national only shows 49. Use one source and not 3 different ones.
Here's why I asked that. I have a member that for over a month, she's been reflecting as expired. She paid her dues on the 9th. We went on December. We went back in on December 15th. We went back in December 31st. We went back in January 5th, and she was still showing expired. So that's why I asked Jeff. I see you said in real time, but I'm seeing those types of idiosyncrasies that are showing me otherwise. Is there something else I should be doing or looking for?
Definitely, you should call or actually send an email to wcr@wcr.org, and they have to look into it. What I have learned over the years is the member can contact them themselves with a receipt that they paid. That
I
makes
sent that
it
in for
easier them
her.
to check. And give them some time. Remember, National has a lot of members, and it might take 2 or 3 days to get back to you.
Got it. Yeah, we did send those messages a couple of times. We know they're asking us for some leniency, but I thought maybe I had the guru on the line. Let me just ask.
I hear you. Oh yeah, the response time. Like I said, we have a lot of members going on the website. That's another thing that I just discussed with Jillian. Keep in mind, all our members, when they are going on the website between, let's say, 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern time, we do have so many members doing lunchtime between, let's say, 11 and 4 o'clock on the roster. So if you have to make changes, she told me it's easier really early in the morning or really late in the afternoon or evening. And then the spreadsheets that you have to download might be even faster to be downloaded. Okay, let's show you something, because I guess that you want to have this this sheet as well. And I actually have prepared a code that you can scan with your phone right now to download it. And then you have it there for yourself. You can use it. Keep in mind, you can change all the names in column 1, but as soon as you change something else than the realtor number or the national affiliate number, all the formulas behind might go away.
Beata, I have to say you are a spreadsheet guru, and we are very, very blessed in Florida to have you. So, so yes, absolutely. She does amazing things with spreadsheets. So when you change something in there, something else might change. And just yes, food for thought on that.
Thanks, Paige. Cindy has a question. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Cindy Wu from Los Angeles. Just wondering, thank you so much for making it available where you can scan this on the phone. However, I just try to do it on my phone so that way we can have a copy. Is there any way you can put in the shared link? Or like, I'm not sure if it's a Google Excel. I just tried it on my phone, but I wasn't able to copy it. So that way I have a copy of it on my desktop.
Yes, there is, but I have to just go ahead and
thank you.
Find it. Hold on. Maybe someone else. Oh, someone put it in already.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I got one more of these roster questions. So with the analytics, how do we keep effective track of numbers without actually knowing if Like we know we're getting our emails that we have new members, but it's not showing on the roster. So we are seeing that. How do we know how many more are not on the roster? And then how many more are actually not expired? How do you kind of handle that? Or are you just kind of projecting and waiting for an update?
We use actually literally the Florida network roster. And I have it here. Let me open it up for you. When you go in and the back, the last two columns, and I just want to make sure to make it a little bit easier for you. Oops. Okay. So you see here the enrollment date, and then you see how long they have paid. For example, the first one here needs to renew soon because they joined. You really need to check the roster maybe once a week. The membership director should do that. And they need to call them. Or if you have an event, I know that a lot of networks are using Eventbrite. Download the attendee list, and maybe you have a system in place where it allows you to put the people that have been at an event into, again, an Excel sheet or a CRM, and track the members if they have been there or not. And if they have not been there, ask them, call them and check, hey, we had a great event. Why didn't you come? Post your events after you had the event on Facebook. Tell them how great it was. And people will say, oh, I missed it. Why didn't I come? You have to be really connected with your members. It's so important. And again, you have a membership director that is there for you. Cindy, can you please unmute yourself, or is it still the previous one? Okay. Do we have any other questions? I mean, I know that keeping the network on track is not easy, but if you use this spreadsheet for the future, you will help your incoming presidents, membership directors, the whole team so much more if you have it somewhere stored in a cloud. And I don't say which one. Other than that, I'm actually done with my presentation. I thank you all for coming. I hope it was not too boring, because numbers are not fun for most of us. I hope I see you soon at some of our conferences. Remember, our national conference is in Orlando this year, in Florida, where it's nice and warm. I saw Paige doing, yeah. Again, thank you so much all for coming. If you have questions, I guess that you can find me on the roster.